Okay, welcome to your first tutorial on basic addition. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible for this intro to addition, and we're just going to start with basically addition, which is plus, and I'm going to go through a couple examples and show you how to do this. Okay, the most basic addition problem is probably this one, 1 plus 1. Now you probably already know what that is because you've seen it so many times and you've had a lot of practice with it, but I'll just go ahead and explain it. The way we look at this, well, let's just firstly look at what is the point of addition. Why do we even have addition? Addition is a tool, just like any other like subtraction or multiplication or anything else. It's a mathematical tool, and in this case it allows us to count things. I'll just write tool for counting. Now, for example, we have 1 plus 1 over here, and let's just say the 1 represents something physical, like an apple. So that's an apple. That's 1 apple, and then we have another apple here. So we have 1 apple there and 1 apple there. And if we wanted to count those, we could just say 1 and 1 apple. If we counted those up, we'd have 1 and 2. So if you can do basic counting, then you should be okay with this introduction to addition. So here I'll go ahead and say that's 2 apples, right? Which makes sense. So if I put those together, then I'd get that apple, and that apple is now 2 apples. So that's the basic addition equation. Now I'll just go through one more example with that. And instead of 1 plus 1, let's do 2 plus 1. Okay? So now here I've got 2 apples, kind of looking like cherries now, but those are supposed to be apples. And then here I have 1 apple. Okay? So I've got 2 and then 1. And if I were just to count this, I'd have 1, 2, 3. So if I come over here, then my new group is a group of 3 apples. So the answer to our equation here, 2 plus 1, is 3. Now, before we end this basic tutorial on addition, I'd like to show you one more thing, and that is this. So, for example, before we had, and I'll just go back to our basic equation. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, I'll just go back to our basic equation, which is 1 plus 1, and we know that equals 2, because we know 1, 2. The other way you might see this, and I'm going to use this symbol here. So this says whatever I write over here is equivalent to this over here. So they're going to mean the same thing. Now, another way that this could be written is like this. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now, just to give you an idea, it may be pretty obvious, but I'll go ahead and be very, very clear. We have the 1 here plus 1 equals 2. So you have all the same basic elements. The obvious difference is this is written horizontally and this one is written vertically. Now, generally, for example, if we're adding things like a million and 15 million and even 15,000 plus 2,000 or something like that, with larger numbers, it's going to be easier to use this form here. Okay, so either one is correct, this one or this one, but you'll see later as we move on to more advanced addition that this will be a more convenient form. But for now, I'll just show you how they're actually equivalent. So for example, we have our 1 here, and that is the same as this one. I think I'm kind of going off the screen there, but you get the idea. This 1 is that 1, and then the 2 is obviously here. Okay, and I'm going to switch colors. Now, obviously the plus sign here, and remember, I guess I didn't mention this, but the plus sign is what tells us that we're adding them together. Okay, we'll get into subtraction later if you've already heard of that, and for now, just realize that it means we're counting things up. That's what the plus sign is basically telling us. It'll make a little bit more sense once we get into subtraction. You have something to compare it to. But for now, you have your plus signs, okay? And then the only thing that's really different, other than, like we said, this one's horizontal, that one's vertical, is the equal sign here. So the equal sign, but really we have the equal sign, it's this thing, right? This bar, right? And this bar basically says the stuff we're adding on top, that total is 2. Takes the same role as the equal sign here. And I'll probably do another video later on that explains what exactly an equal sign is, but for now just realize the same thing as over here. It means that your total here is the same as your total here. Okay, so that's your basic addition tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoy this, please subscribe and place a comment, and have a great day, and look forward to my next tutorial in this series. Alright, bye.